Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth. Now, listen, I was live earlier, and I have Xfinity. They sent me a message saying that they were going to be doing some type of work in the area on the 26th. I didn't realize today was the 26th. Anyways, but they said it wasn't going to. It was going to start after midnight. That's what it said. I went live at 8 o'clock. So I'm on here running my mouth. I'm getting warmed up. Right? We had talked about the Grand Dame, or as Andrew Gabor calls her, the Grand Drunk. Okay. Shout out to Andrew Gabor. And then we were gonna talk about love and marriage Huntsville. And sometimes how my lives sometimes go. After I finish doing what I'm doing, I usually end up staying on live for like girl 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. But tonight I said my cutoff time was going to be 2 hours because I had something else I needed to do. So we're like 20 minutes into the live, and then I see someone say the screen is frozen. So I'm like, girl, that must be girl. Y'all must got cricket. Y'all got cricket Wi-Fi. I don't have no cricket Wi-Fi. I have Xfinity, so I don't know what's going on. So I kept on talking. And I'm like, girl, that's y'all. That ain't gonna that's y'all stuff. Y'all need to call y'all cable company because my stuff is good over here. And so I'm talking and talking and talking, and I see somebody else say basically saying my screen, I'm frozen, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, but this is the second person. Then I see the third person. Okay, at this point, I'm like, okay, something is going on. And then I see everybody else is like, oh, I don't think he realizes that the screen is frozen. So now I got on Xfinity, and yeah. So I guess they must have started whatever they're gonna do, whatever they were gonna do earlier. So I had to end the live. So yeah. So I just wanted to come back and just kind of finish. It's not gonna be the same because I like to bounce off of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I like to do I cut up the most when I'm live, believe it or not. So it's not gonna be the same, But I just wanted to basically talk about love and marriage Huntsville, Maurice, the Scott brothers, and Martell. Let me say something. This is what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Martell and Ariane did an interview with a woman alleging that she had slept with Marsau and Maurice. I did not watch the interview. I've said this and I'll say it again. A lot of people in my comment section, a lot of the cousins were like, girl, don't even waste your time. The interview was a mess. I saw people on Twitter basically saying it was a mess. After the interview aired, I didn't see a lot of people I didn't see clips floating around. Sometimes like when the interview comes out, the neighborhood talk is going to post something salacious, something messy, right? I didn't see anybody post anything. I think the clip I saw prior to the interview was the girl saying that she slept with them, I believe. But after that, it pretty much kind of like came and went, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was like, okay, well, girl, nobody even cares about the interview. Because I was gonna recap it. But once I kind of saw people telling me, like, don't waste your time, it's trash, I said, okay, girl, whatever. And I think a lot of people thought the girl was probably lying. When it comes to no shade. When it comes to mess, people usually love mess, right? And the sad thing about the way that the world operates, I feel like a lot of people, the negative outweighs the positive, and the mess is going to always kind of get more shine than positive, right? So when people were just kind of like paying the dust, I was like, girl, that interview must be a mess. So I'm saying all that's to say I never watched the interview, so I really can't go into detail about what the girl said, who said this, who did what, who placed what in what hole was what hole. After watching Saturday night's episode, and I put a review up already about the episode, something happened with that lady. And at first I was like, maybe Martell has a lady, maybe it was another lady, and I feel like something happened, but maybe that might not be the lady. But after reading some of the comments, I was like, okay, I don't, and I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I don't remember. That's what I'm going to say. I don't remember Marsau or Maurice denying. Well, maybe Maurice did. I mean, maybe Marsau did. I don't remember Maurice denying, not like even knowing the lady. That lady was up there, girl. And I feel like something happened with the lady. Now, what the happened is what I'm trying to figure out. Was it penetration? Was it oral? Um, I don't know, but I feel like something happened, and I feel like that lady was definitely in Vegas with him. I do find it odd that when Martell says "sue me, sue us if we lying," Maurice basically said, "You ain't got nothing I can get." But some of the cousins refreshed my memory and said he didn't have a problem coming down to the YouTube, either threatening to sue YouTubers or either, I think, suing YouTubers. It was one of the two. Remember when all the mess was going on? And girl, I know we ain't got nothing. Girl, you would do it. You would shake down Martell's pocket before you shake down ours. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably get something from Martell before you got something. Get something from the boys and girls down to the YouTube streets. So if you can threaten to or sue YouTubers, and why can't you sue Martell, especially if it's slander? Something happened with that lady. What's Tisha and even Kimmy will probably just do better, especially Tisha, because we've talked about Tisha's marriage to the end of time, girl. Tisha would just do better pulling a page out of Dr. Heavenly's book. Dr. Heavenly already told us it don't matter what you say about daddy, it don't matter if he cheat on her. At that point, she'll find out that her man is human. She said something like that. If I find out my man cheated on me, at least I'll know, damn, he's human. And I'm still not going to leave my husband. At that point, well, for me, I can only speak for me. At that point, I really don't have nothing else to say because you basically telling us, girl, regardless if I find out my nigga cheated on me or not, girl, I'm not going nowhere. So I don't care what y'all come to me. I don't care what bitch you place in front of me, girl. I don't care what you say about my husband. I don't care if I do find out he cheated on me. I still ain't going nowhere. So what else is going on? At that point, I'm kind of like, well, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like Tisha gonna have to just come out and say, girl, I don't care what y'all say about my man, girl, I ain't going nowhere. So it don't matter what y'all say. Like I've always said this, and I'm standing on it. I have always thought that Marsau cheated on Tisha. I just didn't know for a fact. And I definitely think that Maurice has cheated on Kimmy. I just don't know for a fact. What I think and what I know are two different things. I think they cheated. Girl, those brothers, they up to no good. And like I said in my review the other day, you have to really be careful about the company that you keep because even if you are doing the right thing, based off who you hang out with, girl, people are just gonna assume y'all are all doing the same thing. If you hang out with gangbangers, people gonna say you a gangbanger. If you hang out with the R words, people who go around violating women, people gonna say you the same thing. If you hang out with smart people, people gonna think you smart. You see what I'm saying? And that's not and that's not necessarily true all the time. It's not. You can hang out with a group of hoes. That don't mean that you hoeing, but people gonna say you a hoe too. So we know that's not just, you know, facts across the board, but that's just the way that it works. So if you hang out with someone like Martell, who we know for a fact cheats on his wife or cheated on his wife, then people are going to start to lump you in together. And then when this person starts to say you cheat on your spouse, see, Martell, the thing is, Martell was never. Martell was loyal to a certain degree. Martell was not going to keep dirt on the dudes because that's not what dudes do. Like, in my head, now, now the pokes, you gotta watch this. I'm just saying. Like the straight dudes, I don't see them just keep sitting around just keeping a folder of dirt on each other, right? When they do their dirt, they're gonna do their dirt, and they're gonna go on by their business. So Martell not gonna really have nothing concrete to say this is what you did, and I got text messages or pictures to prove it, because they're not gonna keep stuff like that. So all we really have is in this situation, Martell's word, and you're gonna have to either believe it. I believe that there is some stuff that Martell may be putting some sauce on, or he might not necessarily remember. But I feel like a lot of the stuff that Martell has been saying, especially about them cheating, is true. Now, when he put sauce on stuff, like what Maurice told him, you putting sauce on everything. Like when he said Marsau had 20 girlfriends. Now, did Marsau have 20 girlfriends? I don't think anybody believes that. But did he have 2 or 3 of them hoes? He probably did. Okay. Did he have at least one? Girl, yes. That's what we think. Do we think that Marsau really had 20 girlfriends? No, I don't think anybody thinks that he really had 20 girlfriends. So I think that's what Maurice means when he says Martell puts sauce on everything, because that is a little bit of sauce. Do I think that it's an exaggeration that they did something with some woman in Vegas? I don't think it's an exaggeration. I don't. Niggas will run a train on somebody in a heartbeat. Please don't get it twisted. So, like I said, I don't know if, and when Martell said something about flying the lady out, and Marsau's response was, I don't know what Marsau did. What? Hold up. You don't know what your married brother not. That's a goddamn lie. My brother ain't flued. Shout out to Young Miami. My brother ain't flued nobody out. That wasn't his response. His response was, I don't know what he did. I said, oh girl. And when he said, when he said you're lying, you're mostly lying about everything. I can't remember exactly what Maurice said, but he said you're mostly lying about everything. You're lying about a lot of stuff. It was something like that. And I was like, well, what the fuck is he not lying about then? Girl, let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about the stuff he's not lying about. Hello? But yeah, like I said, I didn't watch the interview, but I definitely believe there's some there. The math is mathing to me now, and I definitely believe that woman, something happened with that lady. Now, to what extent, I don't know. Was they in there just like girl taking turns on her cooch? I don't know. Did somebody get sucked off? Maybe so. Did one brother penetrate the cooch and one brother penetrate her mouth? Maybe so. But something happened with that lady. They all been doing dirt together. Martell is the one who, and I'm gonna say this, and y'all know I do not care for Martell Holt at all. I don't like the way he treated Melody. I don't like how they're trying to not they, especially Maurice. I don't like how Maurice has been trying to paint Martell as a nutcase, as someone. No, I shouldn't have said nutcase. Well, that's how he's trying to paint him. Girl, I don't like how he's trying to paint Martell all of a sudden, girl, he has mental health issues. Martell been a hot ass mess since season 1. And I think this is not the first time Maurice has tried to pull the mental health card with Martell. Now all of a sudden Martell got mental health issues. Now you worried about his mental health. Because now he great telling all y'all business. But when he was walking around here wearing Melody low, y'all ain't have shit to say. You know what I'm saying? But now the motherfucker is crazy because girl, he telling y'all business. Now he need to be in a 5150 hole. Absolutely not. Ain't shit wrong with Martell, except he pissed off. Okay? That's the only thing wrong with the motherfucker. He ain't shit on top of that, but but to try to paint that man as someone who's going through mental health issues, and I'm just so concerned about your mental health and all that bullshit. Because no, girl, what it is y'all nervous. Because Martell was the one. Martell is the one who. And the thing with Martell is a mess, right? And so either two things. These are some of the things that's going to happen with Martell. Either people who hate Tisha and Kimmy and the Scotts are going to believe everything Martell has to say due to their hatred for the Scotts. If they love Melody and hate the Scotts, they're going to believe everything Martell has to say because now he's going against the people who hated Melody. You see what I'm saying? Me, on the other hand, y'all know I go up for Kimmy. She get on my nerves. She been getting on my nerves, but I kind of go up for Kimmy, but I also still try to be objective, right? Because I think I was the one who called it out when Kimmy fucked around and said that she slid into Maurice's DMs or his Facebook messages or something when she was getting Jalen haircut. And I think a lot of people were so caught up into Kimmy and her breast cancer story that shit, they didn't catch it. And I called it. And I said, girl, yeah, girl, I know my sister going through what she's going through, but I know y'all heard when that bitch said. Okay. I know y'all heard what she said, girl. She slid into Maurice's DMs or Facebook messages or something, girl, to get Jalen's haircut. I know y'all heard that. Oh, y'all didn't hear it? I heard it. Okay? So I always try to be objective, right? Sometimes I miss stuff, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I catch stuff, sometimes I don't. That's why I always try to read the comments because y'all catch stuff, and if I don't catch it, I'll be like, oh, girl, the cousin said, no, I remember, because now the cousin's brought it to my attention. Anyways, so all I'm trying to say is Martell, either people are going to believe Martell, but I think that what it comes down to is you can dislike Martell, like I don't like Martell, but I know that Martell is not lying about everything. There is some truth. There is a lot of truth in what Martell Holt is saying. And I think at that point we have to kind of decipher what's the truth, what's not the truth. What is Martell putting sauce on, right? What is he not putting sauce on? Girl, is the nigga lying just straight out? But Martell no, because they all party together. And remember that time that was in Atlanta? I think Ariane was there. She took the picture of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is it called? The chickas are coming home to roost. Y'all ain't have no problem hanging around Martell and his side chick because y'all was up the fucking linebackers based off what Ariane said down to the Tasha K. Ain't that what Ariane said? But now y'all got y'all asses on this goddamn television show and all y'all business is coming out because girl Martell is mad at everybody because he lost his wife because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. And now he taking everybody down. Oh, somebody refresh my memory too. I think the mess kind of got kicked off again. It's always like a back and forth. I think it got kicked off again when Marsau basically said he was done with Martell because of the RP situation. And I think that's when Martell got upset again. Anyway, so I just want to come back and just finish what I wanted to talk about. Finish talking about basically what I wanted to talk about in the live. So yeah, I'll probably come back later on and talk about Snoop Dogg. I don't know, because I really don't even care, girl. But I feel like I need to say something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.